ultimately, any ERP project in particular, any digital transformation project in general, is going to be considered successful if the end users adopt the new processes as designed. And if they don't adopt the processes, if they can't get orders into the system quickly, if they mess up shipments routinely or can't reconcile their accounts or close their books, the project won't be considered a success no matter how well designed the processes are, no matter how well the data is migrated. End user training and measurement of adoption and capabilities is a critical and often overlooked work stream. To do this stuff properly, it's important for companies to think about bringing end users into the implementation once the processes are largely solidified. And by bringing them into the implementation, yeah, I mean putting them through standard training and courseware and so forth, but that's critical. It's not sufficient to ensure that the end users are proficient in the new ways of doing things. How we like to organize these things on implementation is that once the new processes are frozen, once security in the system is layered in, once interfaces and integrations are layered in, we bring the end user community in to support the final testing round. So that's a user acceptance testing. That gives them a measure of hands-on keyboard following a day in the life of the business. And we run multiple cycles of that. What it tends to do is takes the theoretical stuff that's been learned in the classroom and the guides and puts the end users in scenarios that perhaps aren't as tightly scripted as the previous testing rounds may have suggested, or aren't delivered in a way that the testing manuals set out. In the real world, things don't happen step by step by step as you've mapped it out. And so it's important for the users to take things in a day in the life type of scenario and see how well they adjust. Now, assuming you've put the end user community through effective classroom training and given them hands on the keyboard, even before you cut over, it may be advisable to take the temperature on how well they understand the new processes, how proficient they feel they are. It may be important to go one step further and have their managers sign off on their capability. Look, if the end users aren't well trained before the organization cuts over, you're going to figure that out after cutover, when the deal is real. So transactions are going to be flowing, calls are going to be coming in, and the more stress that comes at a user, the more likely they are to make a mistake, the more likely they are to take a longer time to get something done. Ultimately, business performance is going to dip. So it's important to try to minimize that impact by doing as much as you can before you've cut over. Now, we're not talking all about once you've cut over, putting the end users into a sink or swim type of environment. It's important that they have an effective channel to provide support. And so in this post-go live hypercare period, you'll want to think about assigning subject matter experts, hopefully it's the core team, maybe supported by the consultants, to provide an extra set of hands on deck to assist the folks in the community as they go through the transactions, as they get their sea legs under them. Take stock of key business metrics, things that'll give you an ability to take the pulse of the organization as you're progressing through that adoption curve. Things like mistakes that are made, how long it takes to process a transaction, perhaps it's an order pick or a sales order entry, a credit, a refund, a customer service claim. Take stock of those metrics and chart them. Chart the number of tickets that are being raised in your system that rise to the category of adoption or training, and use those metrics to track adoption and how well the end user community is adopting to the new set of business processes and the new systems. And when you see a dip or you see a gap, it's an opportunity to provide extra training and extra hand-holding. Ultimately, the quicker you can get those users adopted into the new processes, the quicker the business is going to realize the value of the implementation, and the more quickly you can move on to the next phase of optimization or process improvement.